The Galactic Empire had always been a powerful and feared force across the galaxy. Their vast fleets and ruthless tactics had crushed countless worlds, and they were known for their unyielding control. But their latest act of cruelty would prove to be their gravest mistake. On a small, peaceful planet in the heart of the Milky Way, a human child named Lily was playing in a meadow. Lily was only 6 years old, but her laughter and innocence brought joy to everyone around her. Her family lived a quiet life, far from the chaos of galactic politics. They had no idea that their peaceful existence was about to be shattered. The Galactic Empire, in a bid to showcase their dominance, decided to make an example of Earth. They believed that by eliminating a small part of humanity, they could strike fear into the hearts of billions. The Empire's leaders ordered a strike on Earth, and their target was a simple, unsuspecting village, Lily's village. The attack was swift and brutal. Empire ships descended from the sky, their weapons blazing with fierce intensity. The villagers had no chance to defend themselves. In moments, the once vibrant and peaceful community was reduced to rubble. Lily, who had been playing near her home, was caught in the explosion. Her life was tragically cut short. News of the attack spread quickly across Earth. The Galactic Empire's arrogance had pushed humanity too far. The images of the destroyed village and the death of the innocent child stirred something deep within every human heart. This was not just an attack, it was a declaration of war. Across the globe, people watched in shock and anger. Governments and military leaders convened urgently. The death of Lily was more than just a tragedy, it was a rallying cry. The world was united in grief and fury. The Galactic Empire had made a grave error, one that would awaken the full force of humanity. In the days following the attack, Earth's leaders held emergency meetings. They were determined to respond, but they had to be careful. The Galactic Empire was powerful, and a direct confrontation could lead to total destruction. Yet the idea of sitting back and doing nothing was unbearable. The child's death could not go unanswered. Behind closed doors, a secret plan was set into motion. Unknown to the Galactic Empire, Earth had been preparing for such a day. For years, scientists and engineers had worked on developing an incredible fleet of warships, 700,000 dreadnoughts, each one a marvel of human ingenuity and strength. These ships had been kept hidden, their existence known only to a select few. As Earth's leaders made their decisions, whispers of the hidden fleet began to spread. The public was informed that a response was being prepared, but the full extent of humanity's readiness remained a secret. The Galactic Empire, arrogant and confident in their power, had no idea what was coming. The military began its preparations. The dreadnoughts were readied for battle, their crews trained and equipped. Earth's forces were determined to show the Empire that their actions would not go unpunished. The child's death had become a symbol of resistance. Every human was united in their desire for justice. The Galactic Empire, meanwhile, remained oblivious to the storm brewing on Earth. They continued their usual operations, confident that their attack had been a successful demonstration of their might. Little did they know, their actions had ignited a firestorm of vengeance. As the days turned into weeks, the tension between Earth and the Galactic Empire grew. The stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the galaxy. Humanity, fueled by grief and anger, was ready to strike back with a force the Empire had never imagined. The death of one innocent child had become the catalyst for a conflict that would change the course of history. The Galactic Empire's arrogance had blinded them to the true power of Earth. After their brutal attack on the small village, they were confident that humanity would cower in fear. What they didn't know was that Earth had been preparing for a moment like this for decades. Hidden deep within Earth's most secure locations were the Dreadnoughts, 700,000 colossal warships built to be the ultimate force in space. These ships were not just weapons. They were a symbol of humanity's determination and ingenuity. For years, Earth's top scientists and engineers had worked in secret, constructing these vessels to be both powerful and nearly invulnerable. As the world's leaders gathered to discuss their response, they knew they had to keep their preparations a secret. The Galactic Empire believed they had crushed any hope of resistance, but Earth's hidden might was about to be unveiled. In secret facilities, military personnel and engineers worked tirelessly. The dreadnoughts were tested and fine-tuned, their weapon systems calibrated to perfection. The crews, who had been trained in secrecy for years, were ready to take their places aboard these magnificent ships. Every detail was meticulously planned. The fleet was designed not just for combat, but for swift, decisive action. On a quiet day, as the world awaited news of Earth's response, the Galactic Empire received a transmission. At first, they thought it was just a routine communication. But as the message unfolded, they were met with a sight that left them speechless. The transmission was a broadcast from Earth, showing images of the Dreadnoughts, an overwhelming display of power that took the Empire by surprise. The Galactic Empire's leaders stared in disbelief. They had always known Earth to be a small, insignificant planet. They had underestimated humanity's ability to fight back. The Dreadnoughts were enormous, their weapons gleaming with a menacing glow. The sight was enough to make even the most confident of the Empire's commanders uneasy. The Empire scrambled to understand what they were seeing. Reports came in from across their territory about the enormous ships that were now preparing for battle. They had never seen anything like this. Earth's fleet was a revelation, a display of strength that shattered the Empire's arrogance. As the Dreadnoughts prepared for launch, Earth's military leaders issued a clear message: "We will not be intimidated. We will not rest until justice is served." The Galactic Empire, caught off guard, was forced to rethink its strategy. Their initial plan had been to demonstrate power and instill fear. Instead, they had ignited a fierce determination in humanity. The Dreadnoughts were deployed, and the first wave set off toward the Galactic Empire's nearest outpost. The ships moved with a precision and speed that astonished observers. Earth's forces were not just reacting, they were taking the fight to the Empire. As the fleet approached the outpost, the Galactic Empire attempted to prepare for the incoming assault. But it was too late. The Dreadnoughts unleashed their firepower with devastating effect. The Empire's defenses crumbled under the relentless assault. The Galactic Empire was faced with a force they had never anticipated, and their confidence began to wane. The news of the Dreadnoughts' successful assault spread quickly through the galaxy. The Galactic Empire's once unshakable reputation was now in question. The Empire's leaders faced mounting pressure from their own ranks, and they struggled to maintain control. For Earth, the battle was far from over. The Dreadnoughts continued their campaign, striking at key targets and dismantling the Empire's infrastructure. Humanity had proven its strength, but the fight was only beginning. The Galactic Empire, once so sure of its dominance, was now facing a determined and powerful enemy. As Earth's hidden might was revealed to the galaxy, the stage was set for a conflict that would test both sides to their limits. The Galactic Empire had awoken a giant, and now they had to face the consequences of their actions. The Galactic Empire had been shocked by the reveal of Earth's massive fleet. Now, the moment of truth was upon them. Earth's 700,000 Dreadnoughts were on the move, their engines roaring as they approached the Empire's defenses. This was not just a show of force, it was a full-scale attack. The first target was an outpost on the edge of the Empire's territory. This outpost was crucial for the Empire's control over the region, and it was here that Earth's wrath would be unleashed. The Dreadnoughts moved with impressive speed, their hulls gleaming under the light of distant stars. Each ship was a masterpiece of engineering, armed with powerful weapons and protected by heavy armor. As the Dreadnoughts neared the outpost, the Empire's defenses sprang into action. The outpost's smaller ships and turrets began firing, their beams of energy slicing through space toward the incoming threat. But the Empire's forces were unprepared for the sheer scale of the attack. Earth's Dreadnoughts were designed to withstand and counter such assaults. The initial clash was brutal. The Dreadnoughts responded with their own formidable weaponry. Massive beams of energy shot out, striking the outpost's defenses with crushing force. The smaller ships protecting the outpost were quickly overwhelmed. They tried to maneuver and return fire, but the Dreadnoughts' superior firepower made quick work of them. The outpost's shields flared brightly as they struggled to absorb the incoming fire. For a moment, it seemed as if the defenses might hold. But the Dreadnoughts continued their relentless assault, and the shields began to falter. Explosions erupted across the outpost, and sections of it started to crumble. Inside the outpost, chaos reigned. The crew scrambled to respond, trying to repair the damage and repel the attackers. But their efforts were in vain. The Dreadnoughts' attacks were precise and devastating. Systems failed one by one, and the outpost's communications were soon cut off. The Empire's command lost contact with the outpost, unable to provide any further assistance. The battle was over quickly. Within hours, the once important outpost was nothing more than a smoldering wreck. The Dreadnoughts had achieved a decisive victory. Earth's message was clear: they were not to be underestimated. The news of the outpost's destruction spread rapidly through the Galactic Empire. The scale of Earth's military power was now undeniable. The Empire's leaders convened in an emergency meeting, their confidence shaken. They had expected to intimidate, not to face such a formidable response. Across the galaxy, the sight of Earth's dreadnoughts in action caused alarm. The Empire's allies and subject worlds watched in awe and fear. The Galactic Empire's once unchallenged dominance was now in question. Humanity had shown that they were not only capable of defending themselves, but of launching a powerful counterattack. In the days that followed, Earth's dreadnoughts continued their campaign. They targeted key strategic locations, dismantling the Empire's infrastructure and causing further disruption. Each victory strengthened Earth's position and demonstrated their determination. The Galactic Empire tried to regroup, but the shockwaves of the initial clash had left them disoriented. They were faced with the reality of a prolonged and costly conflict. Earth's forces were relentless, and the Empire had to adjust its strategies and tactics. For Earth, the initial clash was a victory, but it was just the beginning. The conflict had escalated, and the Dreadnoughts' campaign was far from over. The Empire's defeat at the outpost was a sign of things to come. Humanity had made its mark, and the galaxy watched with bated breath as the battle between Earth and the Galactic Empire unfolded. The Galactic Empire, reeling from the shock of Earth's initial victories, was determined to turn the tide. The destruction of the outpost had exposed their vulnerabilities and rattled their confidence. The Empire's leaders knew they had to act quickly or risk losing control of their territory. In secret meetings, the Empire's high command devised a new strategy. They decided to deploy their most advanced weapons and technology, hoping to counter the overwhelming force of Earth's dreadnoughts. Reinforcements were summoned and experimental weaponry was readied. The Empire was pulling out all the stops in a desperate bid to regain the upper hand. Among the new weapons was a powerful energy cannon designed to pierce through even the strongest armor. The Empire's engineers had worked tirelessly to perfect this weapon, and it was now their best hope against Earth's fleet. Along with this, they sent an armada of their most powerful warships to reinforce their positions and protect key locations from further attacks. The turning point came when the Galactic Empire launched a massive counteroffensive. The Empire's fleet, now bolstered by the new weapons and reinforcements, moved out to confront Earth's dreadnoughts head-on. The battle lines were drawn, and both sides braced for what promised to be a monumental clash. Earth's dreadnoughts, still on the offensive, met the Empire's forces in a series of fierce engagements. The new energy cannon proved to be a formidable weapon, causing significant damage to the dreadnoughts. For the first time, Earth's fleet faced a serious challenge. The Empire's ships used their reinforcements effectively, creating a formidable barrier that slowed the advance of the dreadnoughts. The battle was intense and brutal. Earth's forces fought with determination, but the Empire's new tactics and weaponry caused them to reassess their approach. The once unstoppable dreadnoughts found themselves struggling against the Empire's advanced defenses. The Galactic Empire, sensing a shift in momentum, pushed harder, determined to break the back of Earth's resistance. Despite the Empire's aggressive tactics, Earth's fleet held its ground. The crews of the dreadnoughts worked tirelessly to repair damage and adapt their strategies. The battle became a test of endurance and adaptability. Each side fought fiercely, with neither willing to give an inch. In the midst of the conflict, the Galactic Empire made a crucial error. Overconfident in their new weaponry, they underestimated the adaptability and resilience of Earth's forces. The Empire's command underestimated the depth of humanity's resolve and their ability to innovate under pressure. Earth's leaders, realizing the need for a new strategy, ordered a strategic withdrawal to regroup and reassess. This move was not a retreat, but a tactical decision to strengthen their position and prepare for the next phase of the conflict. The dreadnoughts withdrew to a secure location where they could repair and upgrade their systems. During this period of regrouping, Earth's scientists and engineers worked around the clock to improve their technology. They developed new countermeasures against the Empire's energy cannon and made enhancements to their ship's armor and weaponry. The dreadnoughts were quickly brought back to full strength, ready for the next encounter. The turning point in the battle marked a shift in the conflict. The Galactic Empire, although successful in some aspects, realized that Earth's determination and technological prowess were not to be underestimated. The tide had turned, but the war was far from over. Both sides knew that the next phase of the conflict would be decisive. As the Galactic Empire continued its campaign, they faced a more prepared and resilient opponent. The struggle between Earth and the Empire reached a new level of intensity. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance as the two sides prepared for the next chapter in their epic struggle. The galaxy was on edge as the conflict between Earth and the Galactic Empire reached its climax. After the intense battles and the turning point that showed the Empire's vulnerability, both sides were preparing for a final, decisive confrontation. The fate of humanity and the balance of power in the galaxy depended on what would happen next. Earth's Dreadnoughts, now fully repaired and upgraded, prepared for their most critical mission. The Galactic Empire had retreated to a heavily fortified stronghold, confident that their defenses were impregnable. This stronghold was the heart of the Empire's power in the region, and taking it would be the key to ending the conflict. The Dreadnoughts assembled for the final assault. The crews were focused and determined, their spirits high despite the long and grueling campaign. They knew that this battle would be the most challenging yet, but they were fueled by the desire for justice and the memory of those they had lost. Earth's leaders had devised a meticulous plan, aiming to strike a decisive blow that would cripple the Empire's ability to wage war. As the Dreadnoughts approached the Empire's stronghold, the air was thick with anticipation. The Empire's forces were prepared for the assault, their defenses bristling with advanced weaponry and fortified shields. The stage was set for a clash of titans. The battle began with a massive exchange of fire. The Dreadnoughts unleashed their full arsenal, their powerful beams and missiles pounding against the stronghold's defenses. The Empire's forces responded with everything they had, their energy cannons and fighter squadrons engaging the Dreadnoughts in fierce combat. The space around the stronghold was illuminated with the light of battle, explosions and energy blasts filling the void. Despite the intense resistance, the Dreadnoughts pressed on. Earth's strategy involved a combination of brute force and tactical precision. While the main fleet engaged the Empire's defenses, smaller, specialized teams were sent to target the stronghold's key systems. These teams worked to disable the stronghold's shield generators and weaponry, creating openings for the Dreadnoughts to exploit. The battle raged on, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Dreadnoughts' superior technology and resilience began to tell. The Empire's defenses, though formidable, were slowly being worn down. The stronghold's shield generators were damaged, and the once unbreachable fortress began to show signs of vulnerability. As the battle reached its peak, Earth's forces made a decisive push. A coordinated assault aimed at the heart of the stronghold's power core began. This was a high-risk move, but it was necessary to ensure that the Empire could no longer pose a threat. The Dreadnoughts focused their fire on the core, their combined might overwhelming the stronghold's remaining defenses. The moment of truth came when the stronghold's core began to fail. The energy output fluctuated wildly, and the once stable fortress started to collapse. With a final massive explosion, the stronghold was engulfed in a blinding light. The Galactic Empire's once powerful base was reduced to ruins. The destruction of the stronghold marked the end of the conflict. The Galactic Empire, now severely weakened, had no choice but to surrender. The surviving Empire forces retreated, leaving Earth in control of the region. The once feared Empire was now a shadow of its former self, and the balance of power had shifted dramatically. On Earth, there was a mixture of relief and sorrow. The victory had come at a great cost, and the loss of so many lives weighed heavily on everyone. But there was also a sense of accomplishment and pride. Humanity had stood up to the Empire and shown that they would not be crushed or intimidated. The galaxy watched as Earth emerged victorious. The conflict had changed the dynamics of power and established humanity as a formidable force. Earth's leaders vowed to use their newfound influence to work towards peace and stability, ensuring that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. The resolution of the conflict marked a new chapter for both Earth and the Galactic Empire. The galaxy would remember this war as a testament to human resilience and strength. Humanity had proven itself not just as a survivor, but as a force capable of shaping the future. The echoes of the final battle would resonate across the stars. a reminder of the day when Earth struck back and changed the course of history.